A good Erev Shabbos, everyone. Erev Shabbos, Parshas Savo. Parsha that begins with the mitzvah of bikkurim, the mitzvah of bringing the first fruits. We go down to our fields, we tie a string around the first things that are budding. When they grow, we go down and we take those fruits, we bring them to Shleim, we make a declaration. The whole mitzvah is a mitzvah of Karsa Tov, is a mitzvah of gratitude to Hashem. It's the most beautiful mitzvah. The mission describes all the ceremony and circumstance that goes around that mitzvah, because any mitzvah that deals with Kiddush Hashem, that deals with Hakar Satov, with being grateful to Hashem, so that it needs to be enhanced and it needs to be beautified. And the mitzvah was an incredible mitzvah. But you have to ask the obvious question, why is it that we're bringing the first of the fruits? Why don't we bring the best of the fruits? Very often the first of the fruits haven't even really grown fully. They're not necessarily the best of your crop. They are the most dear, but they're not necessarily the best. Why don't we go down and pull out the best? Go pull out the best pomegranates and the best olives and the best grapes. Why are we looking dafka for the first? So I think that the very, very simple message is being told to us, which is told to us in many, many places. And that is foundations are critical. What the basis of things are, what the foundation is, what the groundwork is, that's going to dictate what's going to happen in the future. If there's a blemish in the foundation, that blemish is going to magnify itself as things grow. There's a little blemish after things grow. It's a little blemish. You can ignore it. But if a little blemish is in the foundation, then later on that little blemish is going to grow into something that is a major issue and a major problem. Setting foundations is the thing that we need to focus on, because what we do now is going to make a difference what's going to happen later. We find later in the Parshas, we find the concept of the curses, the blessings and the curses. That when we come into Eretz Yisrael, the Har Grizim and Har Eval, we take the two mountains and we have the blessings on one mountain, we have the curses coming from the other mountain. And this was the first thing that we did when we came into Eretz Yisrael. The reason is because that lays the tone, it sets the tone, and lays the foundation for what's going to be in the future in Eretz Yisrael. That's why the mitzvah bikkurim is so critical, because the mitzvah bikkurim sets the tone. The mitzvah bikkurim recognizes that what were the foundations. That's the whole declaration. That we recognize it wasn't just that I came here and I was able to plant and I was able to grow, but I came here, I almost didn't make it here. Arami Avidavi. My great-great-great-grandfather almost got lost. He almost got destroyed. Things were very, very iffy. And yet I'm here, and you gave me the land, and the land grew, and everything worked, and it's amazing. Because those foundations were amazing. And we need to hear that message of setting foundations now that we're coming to Rosh Hashanah, because Rosh Hashanah is setting the foundations for the rest of the year. And in order to be able to set those foundations, we need to be reminded how critical that is. Everything we do now is so critical, because everything we do is setting those foundations. Motzoi Shabbos. We come into Slichas on Motzoi Shabbos. Unfortunately, so many people blow away Slichas. It's late at night. We say it at midnight. It's hard to stay up. My day tomorrow is going to be messed up. Come up with a lot of excuses. What's slichas anyway? What's the big deal? I don't like slichas. Oh, it's not my custom to say slichas. All of a sudden, we say this incredible line in slichas. B'motzoi menucha kidam nucha tichila. B'motzoi menucha, motzoi Shabbos, the motzoi, the end of the day of menucha, of resting. Kidam nucha tchila, we come to you first. We come to you first. What are we saying? Kidam nucha tchila. Because we recognize that what's the first thing we need to do? Shabbos is over. We're now running in the last sprint towards Rosh Hashanah. What's the first thing we need to do? Is we need to reach out to God. We need to say, Hashem, Hashem, Kelrachu Mechanun. We need to reach out to Him and to say, God, we're here and we want you here. We need to show Him that we really care. Because when we set that foundation, that's when we can build this incredible building. That's when we make an incredible structure on Rosh Hashanah, the Aser Shmei Tshuva, Yom Kippur for the rest of the year. What we do now is so critical. Setting the foundations is critical. It's not about what's best. It's about what comes first. And now is the time to build the basis, the foundation, the beginning of the structure of the rest of our lives. Everyone should have a beautiful, amazing, wonderful Shabbos.